Thank you for joining us on CoreTV News at 4. I am Frank Omalape. President Muhammadu Buhari said on Friday that Nigerians should be patient and accept democracy not as a system of government but as a lifestyle in order to ensure development of the country. The president said this when he paid homage to the Emir of Daura, Umar Farouk, after attending the Jumat prayer at the low-cost mosque in Daura, Katsina State. The president will deliver his speech in Hausa urged those who were aggrieved after the 2015 election to seek redress through democratic means and institutions. Buhari noted that Nigeria was adopting democracy from the Western nations and learning fast by avoiding mistakes made when studying the weaknesses and strength of those nations. According to him, if Nigerians decide to be hasty, some avoidable mistakes can be made. Buhari urged that elections at all levels must be conducted based on democratic principles. He urged those who are interested in elected positions to look for a political platform of their choice and declare their interests, and the party will support them. The president said that in 2002, when he was seeking for elected positions, people did not give him a chance because they knew his antecedent as a military officer. He added that the 2015 polls had clearly shown that it is God that chooses who becomes a leader. Buhari added that he decided to contest elections because of his commitment to serve the people and not to be served or to amass wealth. Senate President Bukola Saraki says the federal lawmakers are resolved to make sacrifices in the light of the current economic situation of the country. He added that his tenure in the National Assembly will be a period of relief for the people of Nigeria. He made this known after a closed-door meeting with former President Olusegun Obasanjo in Abeokuta.
The closed-door meeting, which lasted 2 hours at the Abeokuta Hilltop residence of the former President Olusegun Obasanjo, ended on a positive note with assurance of a pleasant time for Nigeria and Nigerians. Speaking after it all, Bukola Saraki says the federal lawmakers are not insensitive to the financial challenges of the country and as such are prepared to take austerity measures.
Last time it was about 150 billion, it has come down to 120 billion. I think, look, the situation in the country deserves now that every public servant will almost make sacrifices, and whatever sacrifices is necessary, we will do it.
On the crisis rocking his party, the All Progressives Congress, as a result of ease and Yakub Dogare's emergence as leaders of the National Assembly, he says all will soon be over.
As you can see, things are moving smoothly. Definitely, rest assured that all that will be behind us very shortly.
Also in attendance at the meeting with the former president are Ahmed Yerima, Andy Uba, Tayo Alashwadura and Danjuma Goje, former governor of Osun State Olagunsoye Oyinlola, and former acting national chairman of the PDP, Kawu Baraji.
Thousands of people thronged the Ilorin International Airport to receive the Senate President Bukola Saraki. Saraki, who is coming into the state for the first time after his emergence as President of the Senate of the 8th National Assembly on the 9th of this month, was received by the people from different segments of the society. Our correspondent Rashid has more.
Saraki, who arrived in Ilorin on board an aircraft from the presidential fleet with the inscription Nigeria Air Force 5N FGV, touched down at the Ilorin International Airport ground at about 20 minutes to 2 in the afternoon into the midst of a jubilant crowd. The Senate President, fresh from his meeting with former President Olusegun Obasanjo, was accompanied to the stage with Danjuma Goje, Ahmed Sani Yerima, Andy Uba, former governor of Osun State Olagunsoye Oyinlola, and a chieftain of the APC, Abubakar Kawu Baraje. He later left for the Ilorin Central Jumat Mosque to give glory to God for his emergence as Senate President. With the prayers over, he proceeded the short distance to the Emir's palace, where he thanked all quarrels for their maximum support before and after his emergence.
I want to use this opportunity to thank you, to thank the entire people of our state for the effort. My colleagues that were in the Senate have left because they have to go back. They're still alive. I want to use this opportunity to thank them immensely. And these are what you call loyal, reliable, dependable, courageous, trustworthy. These are men of principle, men of honor. These are men that stood firm for justice, equity, and truth. They have shown that they are friends and lovers of us here in Kwara State. And I think that there is no words enough to thank them because they were with us in this journey. I want to, on behalf of my own, concerning all of us, to thank them immensely for what they've done.
The scion of the Saraki political dynasty of Ilorin emerged the Senate president in dramatic circumstances on the 9th of June. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ilorin.
The national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, John Odigi Oyego, has assured Nigerians that the party is working round the clock to resolve the crisis that has rocked it in recent times in order to pave way for the party to fulfill its campaign promises to Nigerians. The APC chairman has risen to the defense of the party's National Publicity Secretary, Lai Mohammed, who is being vilified in his home state of Kwara for signing the statement conveying the party's reaction to the election of the National Assembly leadership on June 9th. Odigi Oyego said Lai Mohammed's statement was issued with the knowledge and consent of the party, hence it would be wrong for anyone to make him a sacrificial lamb for carrying out his party responsibilities. Now, with the result of the 2015 elections throwing up Muhammadu Buhari as a president, raising the expectations of most Nigerians that the nation is truly headed for a definite change. A few weeks after his assumption of office, residents of Jos, the Plateau State capital, have been speaking on the expectation of the new government. The report.
It's been 2 weeks and counting since the swearing-in of Muhammadu Buhari as president, and with the failure to form a government to put in place any major appointment to give a clue to the direction of his administration, many Nigerians and Jos, the Plateau State capital, are giving their take on what they expect of his administration.
Told. So when people are full, when people are eating very well, you see that there will be peace everywhere. So he should think of the masses, pay salaries, at least give the workers their wages. If somebody should work and he will not see his salary, it's very bad. So Buhari should look at the masses and pay salaries so that they will give people the most important things like electricity, water, and other things. Let them think of the masses. That is what I want this new government to do.
While many Nigerians wait for the formation of the cabinet, the will of the government to fight the war against graft is one that borders this Jos resident.
This is sad. We are just pleading. We are just pleading with the appropriate authorities to help, to bring this menace to a halt, because people have died as a result of what is going on. And a lot of families are going on hungry because of what is happening on the plateau and in the country at large.
While the petrol queues persist even after several promises by the government and marketers that it will soon end, many wonder if things will actually return to normal.
Hi. Okay, we expect the new government, as in Buhari, to at least listen to the voice of the masses. They should think of the masses at least. When you are not, when you are hungry, they said a hungry man is an angry man. So you will see that people will be fighting themselves. They will not be patient, and you will see that there will be no peace.
But while the president continues with his work, many are beginning to wonder why the government has not been formed.
You're still watching CoreTV News at 4. We'll take a break. We'll be back shortly. Join us again.
I'm going to have nigga. That's sign of protest, saying that things are not good.
Women share the most amazing thoughts.
When it's close to the time, our people will protest
on national issues.
That was their own point.
That was an accident. That is different.
And they do it.
Politics is about being a servant.
Passionately.
Without a woman, there will be no success at all.
Sharing the adorable word of women.
There are some women who have what it takes.
In politics.
Margaret Thatcher, Iron Lady. When she's too soft, she's too soft.
Only on CoreTV News.
The tribunal hearing cases emanating from the National and State House of Assembly elections in Ekiti State has started a substantive hearing. First to be heard is the case between Tony Adeni challenging the victory of Abiodun Olujimi at the Ekiti State South senatorial election. Adeni and the APC called for the disqualification of Olujimi for not resigning her positions as a non-executive member of the Nigeria Communications Commission while she contested. Our correspondent Rashid has details.
Following the March 28th National Assembly election in Ekiti State, the Ekiti State Election Petition Tribunal, having concluded pre-trial, begins its substantive hearing. The first case to be called was that filed by the candidate of the All Progressives Congress for Ekiti South Senatorial District, Tony Adeniyi, challenging the eligibility of Abiodun Olujimi of the PDP on the grounds that Olujimi did not resign her appointment at the Nigeria Communications Commission as at the time she contested for the Senate seat.
She didn't resign. She was still in employment when she contested the election. And we knew the trick. The trick is that in this type of situation, people in employment that ought to resign won't resign. And at the end of it, if they lose the election, they will go back.
They probably didn't know because I wasn't a staff of the NCC. I wasn't on their payroll. I wasn't on their nominal role. I was a non-executive commissioner. And as a non-executive commissioner, because I was appointed by the president, I had a right to resign to the president through the minister, which I did.
Counsels to the petitioner and respondent explained the viewpoint of their clients and what they intend to achieve before the tribunal.
She gives 3 months notice. The constitution says 30 days notice to the election. Well, too bad. There's no way to it because it means she has not even resigned until June 4, and it's after the election. So our prayer is that Doctor should be, the chief, Senator Adeniyi, should be declared the winner.
It's a simple thing from the constitution. She had 30 days, she has given 30 days. And it's as simple as clear as that. They know that. I don't know why they are here, but let's continue with them.
As the substantive hearing on the case is reaching its conclusion, further hearing has been adjourned till July 16 for adoption of the final written addresses of all parties. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado Ekiti.
And as part of efforts aimed at providing the people of Imo State with good infrastructure and ensure the financial independence of the State House of Assembly has asked oil companies operating in the state to pay the over 40 billion naira tenement rate audit, moving the mission for the payment of the debt. Henry Ezediaro, member representing Ugota constituency, says the payment will help the state in meeting its obligation. Correspondent Ajibade Officer has more.
The Imo State House of Assembly has displayed its readiness to discharge its duties to the people of the state with a call on oil companies to pay up tenement rates owed the state, which have not been paid since 1978. Victor Onyebuchi, member representing Owerri West constituency, while supporting the motion in an interview with CoreTV News, has this to say on the matter.
We are supposed to be paying annually for occupying, for using the state land that was entrusted to the executive governor of the state to hold. So it's a constitutional matter. So it's a constitutional matter that they should pay it annually. Apart from paying their taxes, they should also pay their...
He added that if such amount of money is paid to the state, it will be a game changer that will help in providing empowerment for the youth and other social amenities. He says it will also go a long way in easing the economic crisis in the state.
Imagine when 40 billion or thereabouts will be injected into the economy of the state. Definitely, promises or the policies of our Echo governor, Lutasana Yoko Richard, will be realized within the first quarter of this administration. Well, now,
however, the State House of Assembly will sit again next week to conclude the deliberation on how the debt will be recovered. Ajibade Awofeso, CoreTV News, Owerri.
The salary crisis rocking Osun State has again taken a new twist as the state doctors have called for the resignation of Governor Rauf Aregbesola. This call was made at a protest led by the Association of Resident Doctors lamenting the non-payment of the salaries for over 7 months. Here again is Rashid reports.
It is no more news that the Osun State government, like some others, owe its civil servants over 7-month salaries. But those on the receiving end of the non-payment of salaries have made several attempts to get the government to pay. But the Association of Resident Doctors of the Ladoke Akintola University Teaching Hospital has taken it to another level. The resident doctors, in a peaceful protest in Osogbo led by their president Olalekan Ajayi and some former officials of the Nigeria Labour Congress, said the state is fast becoming a refugee camp with donation of foodstuffs by all sorts of people and organizations.
Workers in the state that are now refugees. I think we don't have Boko Haram in Osun State. But what is happening in Osun State is even more worse than Boko Haram now. Because when families cannot feed when people cannot feed their families, then there is a serious problem. So what is important is that the issue of giving us food is not even the solution. Because if they brought the rice now for the month of June, for the month of July, will the rice again be brought to the people for distribution? If let them come for the month of June, for July, will it be continuous? So the question is just a carryover effect. That the problem of Ghana is a carryover effect. If the problem is solved today, will it be solved tomorrow?
Chanting protest songs, the doctor troops to the streets, causing a traffic gridlock along the busy Station Road area of the state capital to show their grievances. The doctors with placards bearing different inscriptions lament the non-payment of salaries by the state government. This, they say, has brought untold hardship to the people of the state, while the call on Rauf Aregbesola to either pay up or resign.
People are not being paid for 8 months, and how do the government, a responsible government in a state like ours, expect people to live? We are appealing, and I repeat, we are appealing that the government should do the needful at this appropriate time to ensure workers are paid. That is why they are there as government.
The protesters, however, call on stakeholders and well-meaning Nigerians in the state and beyond to prevail on Governor Aregbesola to pay workers their salaries to stop further hardship currently the lot of state government workers in the state. Rashid, CoreTV News, Osogbo.
Following the incessant occurrence of tanker explosions leading to loss of lives and property, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Wiri Operational Office, said the agency will continue to do its best to ensure that such happenings are prevented or at best minimize the impact when they occur.
Like any other major city in Nigeria, Owerri, capital of Imo State, also witnessed a daily traffic of empty or fully laden tankers conveying petroleum products. But with this comes the inevitable danger of accident and explosions, which has happened in several parts of the country recently. With this in mind, the Imo State Operational Office of the National Emergency Management Agency has called on residents of the city and the state in general to be vigilant and avoid contact with such vehicles as much as possible.
Having said that, I want to say that this is an accident involving petrol tankers across the country is a national tragedy that requires national response, and that's very urgent. For this problem of petrol tanker accidents, is for our petroleum products to be moved by the rail, through the rail. That is one way of solving the problem. In most advanced countries, you don't see tanker on the road carrying flammable substance.
The coordinator of the agency also added that the agency is well equipped to handle all sorts of eventualities.
The emergency management is a teamwork. So we have the capacity, we have the emergency units of NEMA, search and rescue. We have the ambulance service. We have ambulance, but we also work in partnership with hospitals that has ambulance. Should in case ours is not enough, we leverage on what they have. We try as much as possible to be on ground.
Some members of the staff of the agency also talked about their readiness to work to ensure that emergencies are tackled.
We have an able leader, an able coordinator, an able head who has traveled far and wide, who has seen things, who is well knowledgeable and experienced enough. And by the time this place was given to us, he went around, looked at it. This place, if you see before, you won't even cross the gate. In fact, in the first place, it doesn't have gate. And it has made our staff here so comfortable.
The agency, however, says it is working to avert most of these disasters before they occur. Ajibade Awofeso, CoreTV News, Owerri.
A federal high court in Lagos has given the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission the go-ahead to prosecute 14 foreigners for illegal oil bunkering. Justice Ibrahim Boba issued the order when he dismissed an application filed by the foreigners seeking to quash a 4-count charge preferred against them on the basis that the prosecution did not secure and obtain a written consent of the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice in line with the provisions of the Exclusive Economic Zone Act of Nigeria. In his ruling, Justice Buba said that the court did not find any merit in their application. Earlier, the EFCC had, through its counsel, Rotimi Oyedepo, opposed the application by arguing that it was statutorily empowered to prosecute the alleged offenders. The while trial commenced in the matter immediately with the first prosecution witness, Captain Chidozie Okedi, commanding officer of the Nigeria Sailing Ship Centenary, narrating how the foreigners were arrested on March 8, 2015 during a routine patrol within Lagos territorial waters. Okedi said that some checks on documents of the vessel showed that it was carrying about 3,000 metric tons of LPFO, low-power fuel oil, and about 1,500 metric tons of automotive gas oil cargo. The vessel was, however, not registered with the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA. After listening to the narration of the arrest of the vessel, Justice Buba adjourned the case to June 23, 2015 for continuation of trial. Lagos State Governor Akeem Ambode says his administration is prepared to ensure 24 quality health care delivery to residents of the state at a minimal cost by partnering relevant local and foreign organizations. Ambode disclosed this while host members of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation at the State House in Ikeja. The governor says institutionalizing a formidable primary health care facility at every ward in the state remains top priority for the state government. Speaking on behalf of Bill and Melinda Foundation, Carlos Scuela noted that the purpose of the visit is to provide technical assistance to Lagos. That when
in Lagos here, you already have a winning partner because our main focus is to bring healthcare delivery to our people with the minimal costs. In the face of dwindling financial revenue for the country, obviously it's also going to affect Lagos State. It's very clear that no matter how much we do on our budgetary provisions, we also need complementary efforts for multilateral agencies and donors and even private sector stakeholders.
We are proposing is to enter into a partnership that will not just aim at improving gradually the primary healthcare system, but to address the root causes and to produce a transformation, which in this case means to move the current level of the primary healthcare system to a higher and more performing level in an irreversible.
And Nigerians on Friday joined the rest of the international community to celebrate the 2015 World Sickle Cell Day. In Abuja, health experts converged in the National Hospital where they rallied support for more funding for research into the ailment. This, they say, is with a view to finding better ways of reducing new cases in the country.
Not readily understand that I am having this particular challenge because of the grace of God and the encounters I'm having with people, organizations that tell us what we can do to improve and manage the situation. While on the other hand, the disease is actually financially challenging. I came from a poor background, and my own case is because of the ignorance of my parents as at then. Because of what happened in my family line, it prompted in me a desire to find out more on what is responsible for this kind of issue.
Talking about reducing number will take some years, but something that is possible. We can reduce the number of children that suffer from sickle cell anemia or sickle cell disease. But it's going to take a collective effort, not only of the doctors or health workers, but of the whole community as a whole. We need to take some hard decisions, which may sound very controversial, but we have to be very careful with these decisions. But the most important thing to do, if you want to prevent sickle cell from spreading, is that people who are carriers, who have the gene in them, must be ready to accept the fact that they may not be able to marry others with a similar gene.
Sufferers of sickle cell anemia have taken their protest against the Edo State government to the next level by disrupting the 2015 World Sickle Cell Day celebration organized by the State Ministry of Health. The sufferers said they were unhappy with the state government that has been insensitive to their plight despite all efforts to make them listen. You're still watching CoreTV News at 4. We'll take a break. We'll be back with sports and stories outside Nigeria. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Thank you for being there. In sports now, former Super Eagles striker Ike Uche has made the move to Mexico with top side Tigres Julian in the Monterrey region as they chase continental and domestic success. Nigerian striker Ike Uche has announced an agreement to play for Mexican club Tigres. Uche, 31, announced via his official Twitter account that he had reached an agreement to play with the Liga MS side. Tigres are three-time champions of the Mexican top division and are looking to strengthen their attack as they hope to challenge for the league title. They are also in the semi-finals of the South American Copa Libertadores, where they will play against Brazilian side Internacional of Porto Alegre in July. Their hopes is to become the first Mexican side to win the title. Now, Lionel Messi will play his 100th match for Argentina on Saturday against Jamaica in the Copa America, but it will be a century marked by too many tears and no titles for the Barcelona superstar. Messi, Sergio Aguero, Carlos Tevez, and the rest of the Argentina squad have been sent across the Andes on a mission to end 22 years without a major title since the country won the Copa America in 1993. And now it's down to business at the Women's World Cup as the knockout round gets underway Saturday with top-ranked Germany and former runner-up China both in action. Germany winners in 2003 and 2007 take on Sweden in the opening last 16 clash in Ottawa, with China next up against ambitious African newcomers Cameroon in Edmonton. Previous results are all forgotten now, including Germany's 10-0 hammering of Ivory Coast or Sweden's struggles to advance in a one of free-for-all. And away from football to golf now, 3 times winner Tiger Woods says he's lacking consistency and is still rusty following back surgery after making a tough start to the US Open. Woods, 39, shot a 10 over per 80 in the first round at Chambers Bay, and it's clearly 15 shots behind the leaders. The former world #1 described his tough opening as one of those things, adding that he will work through it. He said he's trying as hard as he can to do it. He also voiced his frustration at not getting the consistency that will make him to his target. And away from sport now, outside Nigeria, fears are growing over the health of Greek banks after indications that savers have withdrawn billions of euros in the past week. Capital flight from Beleaguard Greek banks this week alone could be more than 2.9 billion euro, report says. And the European Central Bank has approved more emergency help for the banks and will review funding again on Monday, officials told news agency. The amount of extra funding has not been officially disclosed. The pace of withdrawals has gained speed as talks between the government and its creditors have collapsed. Greece has less than 2 weeks remaining to strike a deal or face defaulting on a 1.6 billion euro loan repayment to the International Monetary Fund. If it fails to make the payment, it risks having to leave the Eurozone and possibly also the European Union. But the European Commission, the IMF and the ECB are unwilling to unlock bailout funds until Greece agrees to reforms. They want Greece to implement a series of economic changes in areas such as pensions, VAT, and on the budget surplus before releasing 7.2 billion of funds, which have been delayed since February. Well, and that's a wrap on CoreTV News at 4 minutes. Thanks for watching. I am Frank Omalape. Bye for now.